Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to a video. So today I have another Insurgency Sandstorm SDK tutorial video for you guys. And so in this video we're going to be going on from the previous video where I showed you guys how to set up your mod. And so in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how we can get started and setting up your first map. Now first thing first is we need to go to the landscape tab over here, but make sure you're in the maps. Oh no, sorry. Well, you can go to that landscape tab in advance but you want to go to your map folder here, and we're going to create a new level called tutorial landscape. Now you can name it whatever, but then you just add the landscape afterwards, so you know this is the main landscape level for your map. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click here and say level, and now I'm really gonna rename this to tutorial underscore landscape, and then we're gonna make another level. I'm gonna quickly see what I named mine in my other mod. This one, maps shootouts. Oh, I just called it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now is wanna right click, make another level, and this you can make it, it's sort of like a tag or a short name for your mod. So because this is tutorial mod, I'm gonna make this tm underscore tutorial underscore team dev match. So this is gonna be the game mode level where all of the stuff for your specific game mode goes in. Now I can quickly show you guys in my other mod. And I go to maps and shootouts, you guys will see I have more than one game mode level here. So depending on how many different game modes you want, you are gonna then have to like make separate levels for each and every game mode that you want to have on your map. So once you've done that, I'm quickly gonna just rename this again to tutorial mode underscore. Okay, so now we're ready. So we want to open this tutorial landscape, and then over here we're gonna say levels, add existing. We're gonna go to maps. Make sure you're on your mod content folder, and then we're gonna choose this tutorial team deathmatch. Now I will make separate videos on showing you guys how to set up different game modes, but in this tutorial video I'll show you guys just like the team deathmatch stuff. So we're gonna click save. Okay, so we have that now in here. So now we're gonna create a folder. So right click on the persistent level and say create folder. I'm gonna call this game modes, and we're gonna create another folder called versus, and then we're gonna drag it in here. So next we're gonna click save, and now we're gonna make our lighting level. So you want to go to file. This is just the best way that I saw to get the basic lighting stuff set up, and then you can just obviously modify everything else. So you want to go to new level and I click default. Now we're gonna delete this floor in here, and then this player start, we're gonna delete both of them. And so the next thing what we'll do is we're gonna go to file, save current as, and then if you don't have this lighting layers folder in your mod folder, just create a folder called lighting layers, and inside here we're gonna put our lighting level now. So you're gonna make a TM or whatever your ID for your mod is, and then tutorial underscore lighting underscore day. That's how I'm gonna name it. So as you guys can see, it's here to TM tutorial lighting day. So that's our lighting label. Now we can add it. So add existing. Oh no, sorry. Before you do that, open your tutorial landscape. Open your landscape map up first. Then we're gonna go to levels and say add existing, and then we're gonna add our lighting label. And as you guys can see, we have lighting. Okay, so how it is now is all good. So the next thing that we'll do is over here where it says view options, at world outliner, sorry, at view options, make sure only in current level is selected. Then it will only show everything that's in that specific level you have active at the moment. So with that said, all I'm gonna do is at the skylight, you want to go down to where it shows recapture. Just click on that, and so just make sure that the sun and everything is still correctly in the correct place. And then in here I'm just going to refresh the material, and everything looks fine. So now we can go on to setting up our landscape. Okay, so I'm going to be using Brushify now as my landscape base material. Now you can use any master material you want for your landscape, but I just think Brushify is nice and very simple and customizable to use. Now I will leave a link down in the video description for you guys to find this Brushify asset on the UE4 marketplace. I do think it is free, I'm not sure, so you guys will have to go check on your own, but if you want to get it, it is on the marketplace, so there will be a link in the video description to get it. Now I won't be showing you guys how to import that asset into your mod folder. I might make a separate video, but if you guys already know how to do that, you guys can pause the video, quickly import it, and then come back and then continue on with the video. So with that said, we're going to go to the landscape tab. Make sure you're in the persistent level, and so once you're in that level, I already have my landscape material set up in here. But if you're if it's the first time you have Brushify in your mod folder, what I'll quickly show you guys is I'm going to quickly go to the mod, and in here it will just be a Brushify folder. So if you go in here, there will be a folder called materials. You want to go in there and then go into landscape. And now I made an instance of the base landscape one, so that's the one that so you just right click on here and say create material instance. That is so you don't, let's say you like have a backup, so you don't have to, let's say you change something and you fucked something up and you can't go back. So I basically copied this M landscape and then named it, or just added the WM in front of it, so I know it's my version. And then on this one I made create material instance. That's all you need to do. And then after that you just drag in that instance into here in the materials tab. Now this is also where you guys will now decide if you're going to use a height map, or are you just going to make a normal landscape, a flat landscape like this. Now what's nice is about Brushify is as you like deform your level or your map, it will automatically apply a certain texture depending on the height. So let's say you make a hill, on the side it will add like a rock texture, and then on top it will add like grass and all kinds of stuff. So that's what's nice is, and you can like interchange the different foliages that it automatically spawns on that specific layer. But yeah, with that said, let's quickly click create. Now I just left the size as is because I don't want to make too big of a one, but if you guys think you want to make your map a little bit bigger, you can. But with that said, you guys will see it will be black. And so what you want to do now is go to paint, and over here we're gonna click on this plus icon on the grass and say weight blend layer normal, and then it will automatically make a folder for you in your map folder. And so with that we're gonna just click OK, and it might freeze for a few seconds. And so after that, as you guys can see, it is now fine. And if I go closer, you guys will see it automatically added foliage, because it's basically using the grass layer as your main material layer. But anyways, you want to do this for all of them. Just click on the plus icon, just click OK, make sure it is in this folder. So I'm quickly gonna do this for all of them. Okay, so once you have done the last one, you have all of your info layers now all set up. Now all I'm gonna do now is quickly go through beach. So over here you want to go through all of them and set the physics material for that material. So the physics material is basically when you shoot it or walk on it, it makes a sound, or it makes a certain physics or dust or whatever. So for sand or for beach, I'm just gonna set it to sand, and then you want to close this, and I'm gonna go to craters. I'm not sure what craters is. Okay, desert. I think this is like dirt. And then dunes. This I will make sand. Forest dry. This is like grass. Forest. Gonna make this also grass. And say grass dry. Gonna make this also grass. And then the normal grass. I'm also gonna set this to the grass physics material. So now you want to go through and just set it to puddles, water, and then this one is no snow. I don't know if there's a snow. Okay, there is a snow physics material. Okay, nice. So once you've set that, you should be all good to go with that. So now we can quickly test this out. I'm gonna make this brush a bit smaller because it's way too big. And then I'm gonna make this fall off a bit like so, and I'm gonna make this 100 in size. And now let's quickly paint let's paint like these dunes, like a sand texture. So first time when you like try to paint it will compile those textures, so let's just wait for those to quickly compile. And as you guys can see, it like sort of blends, but I think the beach one does look a little bit better. So if you hold down shift and drag, oh no, let's go back to dunes, hold shift and drag, and just remove all of this sand that we just like painted. Okay, so after you've done that, we're gonna choose the, you can play around with any one, you don't have to use the beach, but I just want to show you guys how it basically works. And there we have like sand. So I'm just gonna, now you can play around with the strength, so it's not as easily like it's not as strong. And so if I like go now, and let me quickly set the strength to 0.2, and let's paint mud, and that's also gonna compile at the moment. Okay, let's make this a bit smaller and put it to 50. And now if I let's put the strength to 0.3. As you guys can see, it is painting, just blends so well you don't notice it immediately. And so I'm just gonna paint a little bit, so we have like sort of something. And now what I'll quickly show you guys is if we go to the sculpting tab, and we quickly sculpt like a hill. So let's see. As you guys can see, it automatically adds like this rock texture to it. So what I'll do is I'm quickly gonna choose this to flatten, and then I'm gonna basically make this like a nice big flat area. And it automatically, like I see, it spawns like rocks on like on the sides. That's kind of cool. So what we can do is just make like a little hill thingy here. Obviously you guys don't have to follow exactly what I do. This is all of this is however you want to make your map. So okay, so the next thing that I will do is I'm gonna smooth this a bit out, because this is not really ideal. So you want to make your brush just like 120, and then you want to smooth this out so it's not as sharp, and then we can actually run up here later on in one of the future tutorial videos. So I'm gonna quickly just make sure all of this like smooth, and now we have like sort of a like mountainy hill kind of thingy. But yeah, in the next video I'll show you guys how to set up the game mode and the spawns and the scenario. Now, or I can quickly, yeah, let's quickly set up the scenario. So we're gonna go back, and then in our scenario folder we're gonna right click here and go to Insurgency and down, and you're gonna click scenario. And now you want to choose this scenario multiplayer, and then click OK. And now this one, I just want to quickly go back and make sure we name it correctly. So I want to go to my mod. So you want to name it scenario, your mod's ID, the map name, and then whatever game mode. So let's quickly name this scenario underscore tm underscore tutorial underscore team dev match, like so. Okay, so once you've done that, we can open this quickly, and now we can zoom in, and you guys can see there's our little map. Now in here, the level you want to choose is the TM tutorial. It's your landscape level. You want to choose that. And now this is where we'll set up the spawns, but I think or maybe not. Let's do all of this in one video. So next thing that we'll do is set up the spawns. Now obviously for team deathmatch you don't have to set up objectives. So the game mode here, we want to put this to team deathmatch, and then default lighting scenario. Let's quickly put this up there, and over here, sorry if I'm going too fast, but hopefully you guys are keeping up. But over here I'm just gonna don't want to double click it like that. Okay, let's go to our maps folder, lighting. I'm gonna copy the name and then put it in there. Okay, so like that. So the scenario name over here, it doesn't have to be I couldn't remember. Yeah, okay, just leave everything as it is, like so. And now scenario image is basically the image that you'll eventually like make or take a screenshot of your map, and then whenever your map gets loaded, that image will show in the background in the loading screen. And so with that, we're gonna set this default theater. There's only one, so just select that one. And so it might freeze for a few seconds. Come on, Unreal. Please don't talk. Please don't take too long. Come on. If it does take too long, I will cut the video so you guys don't have to wait with me. Okay, hopefully it didn't take too long. Okay, so now that we have said that, everything else here, oh, we need to set up the sub level. So you want to click the plus icon here 2 times, and you want to expand this. And so in this one, the first one, we are going to put our game mode map level name in there. So you want to select that and then just paste the name in there and leave everything as is. And now the next one is the lighting. So as you guys remember, we copied it up here, so you want to paste that in there as well. And now that's gonna do it for the scenario file for now. You can leave it open, and now what you want to do is you want to go to world settings, and over here where it says default scenarios, you want to click the plus icon and click the drop down, and you want to select team deathmatch, and here where it says scenario, we want to search now for ours. So just type in your mod ID. If you named it correctly, you'll find it, and then just make it so it's there. And so that makes us be able to like play with our scenario. So over here where it says scenario override, under the play on this arrow, you then select our team deathmatch. And so with that, we can now quickly set up our spawns. So let's quickly click play. And so what is this? Not sure what that is. Okay, so now what we'll want to do is we want to double click on this team deathmatch, because this is where we're gonna want to put all of our game mode stuff. So now we will quickly go over here where it says all classes, and we want to search for spawn zone. So once you've got that, you want to drag it out. I could have actually made a training game mode, but that's okay. Now at least you guys will know how to set up a team deathmatch game mode as well at the same time. So we want to drag this up so it's just above the just so it's not all the way like underneath the floor. And so I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. It doesn't have to be too big. It depends on how many player spawns you want to have in here. And so I'm gonna quickly copy this, because we're gonna have to have one for the other team as well. And so this one we're gonna name, so just double click on it. Okay, we're gonna create two folders. So up here where it says the plus folder, make sure you have the spawn zone selected and then press that, and then click on the other one and do the same. And then we're gonna name this first folder team 1, and this one we're gonna call team 2. And so now we know, and then we'll put each team's stuff in here independently, and we know where is everything. So in the spawn zone, we're gonna name this spawn zone underscore team 1, and then this one is gonna be the insurgents, so this is gonna be spawn zone underscore team 2. And so we're gonna add four spawns or player starts on each, so they will only be able to play however many spawns you put in here is the amount of players that's gonna be able to play on this map. Now it's not entirely true. It all depends on whatever the server admin sets the player or the server slots to, and then some players might just spawn on top of each other. But because this is just for the tutorial, I'm gonna just put like 4 on each team. Obviously you guys can put like 8 or 16 or like 16 on each team, so that makes 32 players. So that said, let's quickly, so now what we'll do is we want to search for player star. Now you want to choose this, let me see, yeah, you want to choose this first one, not the second one, the first one. So we're gonna drag this out, and now I'm quickly gonna make sure this is the yeah, okay, this is the correct one. Now we want to copy this 4 times. Might have to make this zone a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's quickly make this zone. If you guys are wondering how I'm doing this, if you press W WS, why is it not? Oh, okay, W E is for rotate, W is for move, and then What the fuck? Why is it not? Okay, sorry. R is for sizing, if you want to make it bigger. W is for move, E is for rotate. So that's how you do that. So now that I've done that, I quickly want to just move. Oh my goodness, I'm fucking moving the map. Okay. I don't know why I accidentally selected the map as well. Okay, so I'm gonna move this a little bit to the front. Okay, so now we're gonna quickly copy this and just move it this way, and we're also gonna make this one a little bit bigger. And now we're gonna select these again and turn these around so they look that way. Okay, so once you've done that, we want to select these four, and we're going to move this to team 1's folder. And now we're going to select these and move these to team 2. And now we're going to quickly rename this as well. So up here we're going to also say team 1. Now I'm just going to copy this. I don't have to type it out each time. And what you want to do is just add those like so, and over here we want to make it also and say team 2, just so you don't get too confusing and you know the naming is right. So now that is done. So what we need to do now is, if you select this little spawn zone for this for team 1, we want to say start enabled. Oh no, sorry, you need to not have this selected. And now this one is going to be the insurgent side. So team ID, we're going to make this 1, and 0 is security. So of that, we want to quickly scroll down. Just want to make sure this is all correct. Yeah, okay, so now we select the player starts for team 1, and in here we want to make this team ID, we want to make this 0. Leave all of these as is, and associate spawn zones, make sure this is on spawn zone team 1, and that's gonna do it for that. So we want to click save. And now we want to select the other 2 or other 4 and make this 1 and set this to team zone 2. Okay, so now we're going to go to our scenario file, and in here, up here where neutral spawns are, we're going to add 2 of these, and up here we're going to choose spawn zone team 1 and spawn zone team 2. And now if we click save and we can close that, we can quickly add one last thing, and that is we're gonna search for intro camera. So this is basically gonna be used when the map starts up. This is like gonna be the camera that's gonna be shown when it's loading or starting up, so that it's not like just showing nothing, or like just in like underneath the map. And so why is this crooked? Let's just make it like fairly straight. Okay, I think that will be fine. Now one last thing that I'll quickly do is add a like ammo crate, and so let's quickly save that. Now that's all you need to do, just put the camera, it will automatically work by itself. So over here I'll put the ammo crate. So what you want to do is you want to go here and go to the main content folder of the SDK. And we are gonna search for ammo. I think it's ammo. Yeah. Okay. The thing is called BP underscore. No, that's not the one. Let's see. Let's quickly go to filters and say blueprints. Let's say supply. Yeah, okay. Just type in supply and I have the filter for blueprints classes, and it's this supply crate base. So you want to drag this out, and we're gonna make it like so, and then this one we'll put over here, and the other one we'll put over here. So this one we're gonna put into team 1, and this one we're gonna drag into team 2, and we're quickly gonna rename this as well the same, underscore team 1, and then this one we're also gonna name underscore team 2, like so. So now we're gonna select the first one. Over here we're gonna go under linked spawns. We're gonna put that to spawn zone team 1, and this one we're gonna put to spawn zone team 2. And so we're gonna go back to team 1's supply crate. Now over here you can like set the timeout time before you can actually get ammo again. So I'm gonna put this lower just for testing. So I'm gonna put this to 10 seconds. I think this is 10 seconds. And then randomized spawn, you can leave that unchecked. Closed when empty. I'm gonna uncheck this. Otherwise it will close and you can't get any more ammo. So let's say this is like your base spawns supply crate. You will put this down and uncheck that. So mag grab is enabled. You can leave that as is. And the rest should be resupply time. This is the amount of seconds it takes to resupply. I'm gonna put this to 2 seconds. Obviously you guys can put this to whatever you want, so just make sure all of this is fine. And this one I will quickly also put to 10. I'm so sorry if you guys are hearing the dogs barking outside. So let's click save. Holy shit, the video's 38 minutes. Okay, we're almost done. So all we need to do now is click build, and this will build the everything in your map, like the lighting, the geometry, and all of those fun stuff. So let's quickly wait for this to finish. Once this is done, we can quickly play and see if everything is working. Okay, so now we can quickly click play. First time it might take just a few minutes or a minute and a half or so to start up your map. So just wait for it to process everything. Okay, so guys, will it finished like freezing. You guys will at the moment get an error here unless you're from the future, but there's currently like an error, but you can just click yes, and then it will open your map. And just ignore this blueprint compile error up there. And I'm just waiting for everything to respond. As you guys can see, it went directly to our intro camera. It's still loading. This usually just happens the first few times when you first try to play your map. So now if you go to classes, you guys will see we have our security and insurgent spawns. So I'm gonna choose in security, but then over here you can go to loadout, and over here you can obviously choose your guns and stuff. Now I will make a separate video, so I don't make this video too long, on how to set up the other cameras to where it shows like your character in this menu, and then when you customize your weapon it actually shows it. But for now I'm just going to click on deploy, and there you guys go, we spawned in our map. So you see, if you guys have gotten to this stage, you guys can clap yourself hands and be proud of yourself. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. And here's our little hill. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. And also remember to subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. And I'll see you guys in the next video.